What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. B-EAZY 215. No Easy Outlet, the podcast. You dig? This is a little bit of a late video, so we gonna combine it all into one though. Yeah, I mean we gonna combine everything into one. Been a little busy, ain't been able to really jump on like I wanted to. Probably needed to, but we here now, so we gonna cram it all into one video. You here, I'm here. Y'all go get this work. That's what y'all came for, right? This what y'all came for. This is why you here. You go get this work. Uh, First things, it was a long weekend for Philly. We took the I and the two L's in Philly this weekend. It's been a long weekend. We took the I and the two L's in Philly. Uh, We got Cassidy versus Easy. The block clapped in. The whole thing goes left. Puts a bad look on Philly. Unable to complete the event. Something a lot of people was looking forward to seeing. You know what I mean? It's always a possibility when it's Philly versus Philly for it to go that way, but it just didn't need to. Cash is a legend. Easy is an up and coming possible legend. You know what I mean? Doing some legendary stuff along the way. It could have been a great look for the city, and instead it turned out to be yet another stain on the city. It turned out to be another stain on the city because Eagles wanted to be bigger than the moment. I'm not saying who or one more than the other, but Eagles in the building involved wanted to be bigger than the moment, wanted to be bigger than the city, wanted to make it more than what it was. Trying to keep everything so real to the vest, instead of what the people came for. So to me, that was the eye. Then the Sixers took that loss to the Lakers, and LeBron looked like vintage LeBron, and Embiid looked like the artist formerly known as Embiid. What? Then the Eagles take the loss to the Chargers. Jalen Hurts has probably the worst game he's ever had as a Philadelphia Eagle to my memory. I've never seen him have a game worse than what I just saw. But what I will say about that is why a lot of people running around here bench Hurts. It's Tanner Manning time. Hurts is holding this team back. What I will say for me, and I'm only going to speak for me and for y'all, so y'all who tuned in, because hopefully y'all agree with me. And if you don't, we'll go back and forth in the comments and chop it up. But this is the worst game I've ever seen Hurts play. And how long he been here? How many games he played? How many games he won? How many playoff games, Super Bowl appearances, things like that. And it took all the way until last Monday for me to see a horrible Jalen Hurts who I never want to see again. But it took all of those games, all of those years, all of those moments, all of those great comebacks and everything like that, the winning percentage, everything like that. It took all of that and for me to get here. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's an anomaly. If it takes everything that it led up to before I ever see a game like this again from him, I'm cool with it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm cool with it. If it's two more Super Bowl appearances, two more NFC Championship wins, a Super Bowl win, and he get another MVP, and his winnings percentage that he won in all that time still stay the same. I'm okay if it takes this long between spans of horrible Jalen Hurts games. I am okay if it takes this long between horrible Jalen Hurts games. Look, those of y'all who've been part of No Easy Outlet podcast for a minute, y'all know I didn't start out as a Jalen Hurts supporter. I didn't see the vision, but this guy worked hard, got in the lab, played games, and he made me a believer. Now, for y'all, maybe it come and it go like that, but it's not easy to turn me around and make me become a fan. It's not that easy. And this is what this guy did with his attitude, his wins, and the way he carries himself. He never gets too high, never gets too low. all the things y'all love about him. That's what made me become a fan. I watched it. I did. It grew on me organically. I didn't just come in head over heels because I hated Carson Wentz or nothing like that. I had to grow with Jalen and this team and become a fan. And he did that way before he won the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl just solidified it. Getting there, the way he played in that game, stuff like that, all leading up to it, made me a fan. Made me a fan. So no, I'm not ready to turn in my fan card. I'm not ready to say bench him. I think this is something he has to play through. And when the team was struggling, he never quit on the team. He had quotables for guys. Told y'all these are moments we can grow and learn from. And they did. So these are moments that he can grow and he can learn from. Sometime the guy with all the quotables needs a quotable. You know what I mean? He give us quotables all the time. So if he ever saw this video or somebody close to whatever, quotable, get back to the basics. Sometime you gotta get back to the basics to make all the extra spices, nooks and crannies work like you want them to work. Sometimes you gotta fine tune the basics. So if I had a quote for you, it would be get back to the basics. Do what you do well. Work on the little things. The little things, because that's what's showing up in games and hurting us, is the little things. Overlooking the attention to detail, fine-tuning the short routes, the short passes, the dump-offs, everything, the basics. Get back to the basics of football that made you great. That's what I would say. So I know y'all here for all the smoke. Y'all looking for everybody jumping off the Eagles bandwagon, everybody trying to crucify Hurts. This not even a game I blame Kevin Patullo or Nick Sirianni. A little disappointed in Jake, but that's big kick. That's 61-yard game-winning field goal Jake Elliott right there. That's playoff money in the bag Jake right there. So it wasn't his best game either. But I'm not ready to quit on Jake Elliott either. I've seen a lot of horrible kickers. I've seen a lot of horrible kickers. But Jake is far from in that class of them. So I'm okay with Jake. He do got to clean it up. He can be shaky jakey at times, but for the most part, he money. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to give him some grace. I'm going to give this team some grace. We was all just celebrating last year. We was all just out at the Super Bowl. I was at the Super Bowl parade. I seen it be packed. I seen y'all out there. So, you know what I mean? We only a little removed from that. They gave us all last year. We was able to laugh at Cowboys fans, talk shit to Commanders fans, snuff our nose at Giants fans. You know, we had a lot going last year. We set real high last year. We talked down on a lot of people. So it's only fitting that they get in their 30 seconds of chuckles in. But we know that Jalen Alexander Hurts is Mr. Playoffs when the lights is the brightest. So I do feel the 2023 breathing down our neck, but I believe in this team more than I do that. I believe if there's one guy I could believe and trust in, Jalen's going to learn from that horrible game. Jalen's going to get better. Jalen's not going to repeat that cycle. That's one thing that you could bet your last dollar on since he's been the starter. He doesn't repeat mistakes. He learns from mistakes, and he only improves. So I expect nothing less from what I saw today. Or this week, what's going on. This 3-game losing streak. I mean, everything's still in front of us. The Eagles still lead the East. We still got the playoffs right in front of us, and we all know it's a new season when the playoffs start. I'm not one that's big and concerned about the number 1 seed. It has its advantages. It definitely has its perks, and there's a reason that everybody fights to get number 1. But we've made the Super Bowl and won it not being number 1. Look how it worked out last year. The Lions had the number 1 seed. How many home games did we end up getting? So I'm not really on the side of being pressed about that. But I still think we got some stuff to clean up. Kevin Patullo was a little bit better. Players got to execute. They definitely got to execute better. Defense played lights out. We wasted a defensive performance like that. But I'm just hoping that everything clicks